What up, everybody? We are going to talk about Trump. Sis, a lot has been happening. We've been kind of laying off of politics. Go ahead, Christy. What's up?
So they did get all 12 jurors to um, assigned for his trial. Two were removed before they did get the final selection made. One was done because of a privacy issue where it had been leaked somehow that she was possibly on the jury for Trump, and she was scared for her privacy and things like that. Another person didn't feel like that they could be biased or non-biased. I'm sorry, non-biased because of things from their past. I guess that they'd had a few blemishes on their record, and maybe even had some Trump post out there or something,
Whoa.
on social media at some point in their life. So
So,
yeah.
sis, what is he facing, and what would happen if he gets found guilty? What's the situation here?
Well, so they're trying to get him for the $130 payment made to Stormy Daniels at the end of
Whoa.
2016 election cycle to keep her quiet about her allegation that her and Trump had a uh, encounter. Trump denied the affair. It's so confusing to me. I don't understand like what the big deal is, and I don't understand how. I guess maybe they couldn't get him of it coming out of campaign funds, so he didn't do real in my eyes. And I don't know the law, but in my eyes, I don't see how this is criminal
Mm.
if you pay somebody to keep their mouth shut and they agree to it.
Well, sis,
But
is it civil or is it criminal?
no, this is criminal.
Wow.
This is criminal. 34. Trump has pled not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records. No, this is criminal.
Okay, so there it is, ladies and
And
gentlemen.
the
Trump.
judge hates him. Yeah,
Yeah,
the judge hates him.
Trump's still going to court. You know, it's kind of like what my wife said. Now we're going to kind of segue from that and just talk about Trump in general. My wife said that she kind of wishes that Trump never ran because this was like a blemish on his, his life. And even me, if Trump gets reelected, sis, it's gonna be hell to pay on us, on the Trumpers, because remember last time, it happened, we got hit with the big old
Yep.
that happened. Who knows where that
Yep.
came from, or we kind of know, but the point is, social media clamped down on us. Thanksgiving and Christmas was not the same in the hood or anywhere, right?
No.
Families cannot get along, and let's be honest, y'all. Trump has impacted this whole country to a certain degree that basically you have to be careful what you say and to who you say what you say. Basically, it's like
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say everything revolves around Trump, but it's kind of weird now because Trump is,
Everything revolves around Trump.
yeah,
Right.
basically, right. So again, I'm not too excited that I hope he does win, right? But I already know what's going to happen. Being a Trumper, I wear my MAGA hats proudly. Blood, sweat, and tears I put in for the MAGA, and I feel I can say this. I just feel like, if he wins, I've always been saying that I don't think he's going to win, but if he does win, I know what's going to happen for him and his family, for us, for whoever the MAGA hatter. It's just going to be tough, and we're going to be in turmoil for the next 4 years if he does win. And I know people are going to get mad in the comments. I mean, like I said, I'm with the MAGA all the way. So not just I can say this, I'm going to say this, and I did say this because I just know what entails, sis. And we'll your thoughts before we continue on to some more topics we want to touch on about the boss Don Big Avail.
No, I think that he looks very tired.
Man,
He the whole family has a look of, I mean, you can only be beat down for so long.
tell me
And
about it.
we're going to get into this in a few minutes. I'll just put it out here. I'm going to have people that are probably going to get really mad at me, but I am really pissed at DJT right now. And there's just some core values that I have that I don't care who you are, I'm not going to break away from, and I feel like that they deserve to be called out. But his family looks tired. The whole family
Hmm.
looks tired, looks
And
defeated, and he's been beat.
yeah, sis, and let's be honest, any man. especially a family, right? But any man is not going to, every man has a breaking point. Not everybody's invincible. And I don't care what they say
That's
about
right.
Trump. I know he's a hardcore businessman. He's a great guy, a great leader. But I mean, it's tough, y'all. It's very tough. And I'm just a little content creator, working in the oil field. I mean, it's tough being a hardworking man. My wife had read somewhere, she follows a page that said that basically that men have it really hard to provide for real men. Let me say, not these weirdos or whatever, but men that provide for their families. They sacrifice so much just for their family's sake, and they go through a lot. And sometimes, or most of the time, the family never knows about it. You know what I mean? Like the stress it is to be a man in America, especially in 2024, is pretty tough. So I said to say this: Trump is going through it. It's tough on him and his family, and I can only imagine how it feels, the weight on his shoulders. Biden, whatever, weekend at Bernie's, who cares about him? But, you have your gripes with Trump, and we don't got to say certain words, sis. Just be careful with the words because, we already know what the thing is, the big A topic. We'll talk about that.
Hmm.
And also his support of foreign nations. I say this, and I've been saying this, they call me every word name in the book, but I stand for America and America only, and I stand for no other foreign nation. I don't care what anybody got to say. I don't care what the who and your what saying to bless who. No. We need to pray for this country, and we need to bless God. That's America's greatest ally and could be our greatest threat. Don't get it twisted, y'all. This country needs to turn back to God. Go ahead, sis. Your gripes with Donald Trump.
So I just have a problem, and like you said, we have to be careful with our words here. I just have a problem how he went from that he wanted a federal ban on that to that he wants to give it back to the states, and the way that it's being publicized in the media. I haven't heard this directly from his mouth. Well, I have heard that give it back to the states to come up with a
And
timeline
what do you think
of when
about
it's going to be
sis?
okay.
And sis, let's be honest. What do you think about that? Because why do the heathen rage? Like, do you think it's probably in the best interest of the states to have that power, or do you think that Trump should just get rid of it, outlaw? What are your thoughts, sis? I mean,
AIM,
hold on, sis.
AIM.
I know, sis. I know, AIM. I know that that's your thoughts, right? Of course, hardcore with it, but in the grand scheme of things, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm trying to be apologetic or whatever for Trump, but in the grand scheme of things, do you think that that's probably better that he has a stance where he gives power to the states, or do you just it's a no go AIM? That's it. Go ahead.
For me,
Think
it's
about it,
no
sis.
go
I'm just
AIM.
Christy. I'm just saying. Just
But
think about
but
it, sis.
I'm gonna take my religion out of it.
Okay.
For me it is AIM, and if nobody knows what AIM is, it's a song that Nino put out, and you can find it easily on any streaming platform. But anyway,
Amen. It's on the
um,
channel too. I'll put it in the link, sis. I'll put it in the link
yeah,
here. Go ahead.
yep. And so for me, with my religious beliefs and all that, is absolutely 100% AIM. But I will say this: I will say that I feel like that Trump saved himself whenever the pandemic came out and he gave the power to each state, because people got to see the kind of state that they were living in.
Right.
Where you had,
Sis, that's. I hate to cut you off, but I'm gonna do it. That's what I'm saying. It's. I think there is a good aspect to giving the power back to the state. Like I said, if they want to just be wicked, you know what I'm saying? That's the people of the state. But go ahead, sis. You're kind of alluding to
no,
that. But go ahead. You catch my
yeah,
drift?
yeah, I am. I mean, and I think that, you know, for me, I guess I'll always support. I mean, I guess I'll always support Trump for his business practices and all of that. Um, but it just was a hard blow for me to hear him say that after
I know you're
how
mad.
close
You're mad,
I
sis.
was.
Sis, let's be honest. You told me you weren't going to vote for Trump.
I did. I did. I did. I told you that I was not going to vote for him, that I was not going to vote in this election. And the reason was exactly this. How can, and this is the religious part of me coming out again,
That's fine.
how on judgment day can I stand and be questioned on why I would do backbends on my belief to vote in an election about something that was against taking out his creation?
Mm. One of the worst crimes in humanity, I believe, and I feel for you, Christy. Let me segue. What are your thoughts on his support for that little state down there? That where all the Christ rejectors are at. What are your thoughts on that? Because we're on Instagram. People are calling us every name in the book because we are America first, Christ only, Christ first, America second. They call us every name in the book, sis. And it's kind of tough when they sit there and say, well, Trump's a supporter.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts
I know.
on that? And I'll give you my take. Go ahead.
I was just as mad about that. I was absolutely pissed off, like not even mad, like
And,
through the roof
but
angry.
Christy, let's be honest though, we're not mad just because of that state or whatever, but any foreign nation. I made a post the other day,
Right.
sis. I said they give all this money to all these countries. I said they could sit there and probably write us a big old fat check for the American people. Imagine how much we can come up and somebody, the snarky, the people that follow us. Well, you believe in socialism. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, hey, I would rather them give us a check than give the check to any
Hmm.
foreign country. I'm an equal opportunity, exposer, or I'm across the board with no money to
Do,
nobody, to no other
do
country.
people do people not understand that they're giving this money out to them in foreign aid? It does not have. I'm not saying that none of it is made to be a repayment to the United States, but they're handing them this in aid. It is not a loan. It is not drawing interest. So they would then, if we were to ever get a check, we get taxed on the check.
Mm,
But we're giving foreign countries billions that
tax
just
free.
are considered humanitarian aid or
Horrible.
weapon defense or whatever. And so, that's where my thing is I don't care about. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't care about Ukraine. I don't care about Russia. I don't care about Israel. I don't care about Palestine. I don't care about Pakistan, Afghanistan. I don't care about any of them. I really seriously do not. It is America first, and it is about my relationship with Christ, raising my son right, and I will not back bend on my morals at all.
Sis, let's be honest though. I'm with you all the way. We align probably 99% of the time, sis, but most people don't.
I know.
Most people call us every name in the book, which I ain't trying to say, oh, they call us a name. No, the point is, most people are like parrots. They say the same thing. God blesses those that bless, the rest. I don't want to say the name on
Hmm.
here, but the point is,
Hmm.
we are already. Sis, think about it. And anybody out there that's with us on this train of thought, I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I ain't even got to say it, and I don't dare to say it on these platforms because they control everything. But sis, we are already on the outskirts of the MAGA, even the Christian whatever tent. We are
Hmm.
already, far whatever. I'm not even gonna say that word. We're so far out there, and then for that train of thought, for that stance that we, hold so near and dear, and just to be honest, just to put our country first and not give money to any other foreign nation, we're already, way out there, sis. All this does for us is make us more of a target. They call us even worse names, and I don't know what else to say, sis, but we are basically really segregated from the crowd. You agree?
I do, and you always say
And
Steph's
that's fine,
right, and
and that's fine. I'm gonna say that's fine. I'm okay with that. But go ahead.
you always say that Steph is right, and I'm going to
Yeah.
say that my dad's right,
Okay.
is always right. My dad talked to me. He had a master's in economics, has not had has a master's in economics, a master's in agriculture, and um, he has always been very conservative in his values.
Amen.
But he explained things to me in a way that kind of made sense. This is a while back, whenever this is even before the billions and billions had gone to other countries recently. I'm talking
Yeah.
about whenever like I was 18 and 19 years old type stuff. He was like, you always want your allies to be up to par. He was like, you don't want to go into a oh, I can't even say that word. He was like, you just want to make sure the people around you
Are
have the
solid.
same ability, right? Are solid, and that you're not walking into um, a big fight without being prepared. So he was like, we have to some of the countries that don't have the same economic prosperity as the United States, we have to help keep them, with their weaponry and stuff like that. But talking to him recently, he was like, I asked him if he remembered saying that to me. He was like,
Mm,
absolutely. He said, what's happening now is far. from what he talked to me about then. He said there is such scandalous things going on, and it is. I mean, it is. We have helped everybody but ourselves. Um, it's amazing to me, like it really truly is.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're treading very lightly on this, thin sheet of ice, for lack of better words, on these social media platforms. But you get our drift. If not, then check out the next video. But the point is, it's tough times in America. We stand for our religion, which is Christianity. We stand for our country, which is the United States of America. No other
We love
country,
babies.
no other
Yep.
country, and we get the blowback on really on Instagram. They call us again. They call us names. They claim to be Christians, but since we have this stance where we just stand for our country, no other country, we are basically ostracized. We are really segregated from the crowd. And again, I'm okay with that. But the point is, how long can we afford doing this? How long is our dollar going to hold up? How much power does our dollar actually have? How much do other countries respect this country? How long till it takes these other countries to gang up against us? Again, I'm gonna be careful here, but the point is, y'all, we are in dire straits. It's a tough time to live in America, and there we are just giving billions, hundreds of billions of dollars to every other foreign nation. And someone even said, a follower, I think it's Christine, sis, she's the one that said that this is why she kind of believes in giving, free health care and even college to American citizens, because if they're going to give this money to these other countries, might as well let the American, taxpayer, the American citizen, should I say, let them benefit. And I'm starting to
Be
kind
healthy
of,
and educated at least.
well, I'm starting to kind of think the same way too, sis. I'm against socialism
Yeah.
and big daddy government. Of course, I'm not trying to push that, but I'm just saying I would rather get money that's going to these foreign nations and give it and put it in my pocket. Amen. But we know that's not going to happen. They
I
don't.
mean, our own
Go
U.S.
ahead.
Our own U.S. vets, aren't even taken care of.
Wow.
I mean, we've got them that are laying on the streets, homeless, amputees that went through major warfare for us, that have PTSD. And I can tell you a story at another time about a man that I knew that if he would
Yeah.
hear a helicopter would go completely crazy. But we've got, it was MAGA. It was Make America Great Again, not Make the World Great Again.
Yeah. And that's where we're at.
And it is. And I do not stand for it. All these big influencers that want to say, bless these other countries, well, bless your little heart. You take care of them. You send your checks over there. I don't want to. And, yeah, that's just where I stand on it. I'm mad at Trump, but I've kind of like come back around that I don't think that I could not vote. I think that
Yeah.
it's, yeah.
Well, the way to look at it, hey, Christ is Lord, amen. But if we are going to vote, or if we have any hope that something might get better, of course, the days are going to get more wicked and more dark, the Bible says. But the point is, if we have to vote for Trump, basically, that's our guy, right? Regardless of his flaws, no man is perfect, right? So we are, we're still with the MAGA. This is the Make America Great Again. This is the movement. This is what we believe in, and it done surpassed Trump. This thing is
Yeah.
way past there. I was getting a burrito, me and my wife, and there was a weirdo, anyways, a dude looking at me the other day, and I said, man, I feel like telling him, you like my hat or what? But basically giving me the side eye, and I said, you know what? That's why I love my hat, because I mean, it's one thing to have a MAGA hat or a Trump hat, but it's another thing whenever you stand for what you believe in, and it's not even about the man Trump no more. It's basically about this country, how far gone
Yep.
it's going, how wicked it's become. And it's funny that this red hat will trigger someone to give a dirty look, but they won't say nothing. But the point is, this is the side I'm standing on. I'm standing on Christian conservative values. I am a Christian. I'm an American. I'm a patriot, but at the same time, I think this country is on the wrong road. But like I said,
Yep.
I like rocking my gear to show which side of the road I'm on. Final word, sis. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just think, I think that Trump is very smart. And I think that if people would just search about how big a key factor is about A.I.M is
Mm.
in each state's election, it's huge. It says that it's going to be a number one key factor in Ohio's November election,
So,
Arizona.
do you think that's maybe why he lessened his stance on it?
Oh, I absolutely do, because Biden has counter things out there. Um, and it says that Biden seeks to make Trump the face of
Wow.
yeah,
Interesting. So,
anti AIM, and so yeah, I think that he's had to dial it in some, and
well, I mean, it's kind of a, let's be honest, kind of a tactic there, because we believe in all life is precious from the womb to the tomb, ladies and gentlemen.
yep,
And let's be honest, Christy, what a sad time we live in history where this is even actually up for debate. Like what, like you want the right to do that to a child? How the
hmm
hell is that normal? How the hell are we even at this point where this is a voting issue, and an issue where people are very hard pressed and heartfelt and gung ho about this situation, both sides. This is crazy that we are in this position in America in 2024, sis. What a travesty that that's where we're at. But again, we know why.
absolutely.
This country has forgotten God, turned their back on God, and this is what happens when a country does so. Wow. And with
Yeah, I think it's very political for him. It talks about how much Trump has flip flopped on his beliefs on it,
wow.
and yeah, it said in 1999 um, that he was very pro-choice, and that uh, then he went very, I hate it, I hate everything it stands for. Then went to just literally 17 hours ago that said he would not sign a federal ban.
Whoa.
Yeah, so they're yeah, it's political. It's trying to reach the votes that he wants to get. But with that being said, how much does the popular vote really mean anyway?
And with that, y'all, let us know what you think in the comments. Crazy times in a crazy world. We're out of here, y'all. Thank y'all.
Jesus Lord.
Amen.